UFC 273 just wrapped up, and we learned a ton about this young fighter. And everything I'm going to talk about right now is within the context of betting. So if you don't know about our channel, we're here to help our followers make a fuck ton of money betting on UFC fights. So all of the things that I learned today, I'm going to be discussing within the context of future betting. Next time he's fighting, how do we think about him, and how do we bet for him or against him? So the first thing that I noticed is that aura of perfectionism that he had is gone now, because we saw some weaknesses in his game. Firstly, his chin. That's one of the most important things when it comes to a fighter's success. And it's something that they have inherently. You either have a good chin or you don't. You can't really train it that much. And the best fighters in the world, the champions that stay champion the longest, always have incredibly strong chins. And unfortunately for CHIMAEV, his chin did not look that solid. It didn't look like a bad chin. It just didn't look like the A+ chin that's required to stay champion for many, many years. I would rate his chin maybe a B+, B-, something like that. He clearly was rocked by a few of those shots. And you don't want to see a fighter being rocked that easily, especially at a young age. He's only like 26 or something. So, and the shots that he was taking were not that hard, and he was getting rocked a bit. So that's the first thing we learned. That's a bad sign going forward. His gas tank was not as legendary as everyone had said. It looked like Gilbert lasted just as long, and Gilbert has fantastic cardio. So his gas tank is definitely A+, but it's not 1 in a million. There's other fighters in the division that also have A+ gas tanks. So that's something we learned, is that he doesn't have the best gas tank. He has a very good gas tank. Striking. We learned that his striking isn't actually that incredible. That fight with Mearshart may have blinded us a little bit to the fact that his striking isn't actually that amazing. He missed a lot of shots when it came to Gilbert. He threw a lot, but he missed a lot. And he also landed a lot, but he was missing quite a lot and looking a little bit sloppy in there. Also, some things around his mental strength. He definitely showed that he's mentally strong, but I did notice that in the first 2 rounds, he was nervous and he was rushing. He was trying too hard, pushing too hard, punching too hard, was not coming from a place of relaxation and calm. And so he was rushing things, nervous, and it was causing him to miss. And it was apparent to me that his corner needs to tell him to calm down. And I think they probably did, because he came out in the 3rd round and looked much better once he calmed down. So all in all, basically, it looks like he's still a fantastic fighter. His skills on the ground look like they're probably stronger than the rest of his skills. We probably came into this fight thinking that he's a killer on the ground and he's also a killer standing up, but it looks like he probably is less of a killer when it comes to stand-up than he is when it comes to the ground game, which is fine. He just needs to stick to what he's really great at, and that's the ground game. His chin doesn't look as good as we need it to be for him to be a long-term champion, so that kind of sucks. And so in terms of betting in the future, let's see who he gets matched up with, but we probably are not looking towards a scenario where he's just mauling everyone. Especially if the person that's fighting, that he's fighting, is good on the ground or has good takedown defense and forces him to stand and strike, then he does have some vulnerabilities there, specifically around his chin and the accuracy of his strikes. So I don't see him honestly being champion. I don't see him beating Kamaru Usman, just based off of the striking and his chin. I think the importance of a 10 out of 10 chin when it comes to being a long-term champion is extremely underrated. Any champion you see, they have monstrously rock-solid chins. And unfortunately, if you don't have that, it's going to be very hard to be the best fighter in the world. So I think he's probably going to spend his career being top 2 or 3, but never really holding onto a title very long, if he even is able to capture it. So interesting information in terms of betting and future fights. Let's see who he gets matched up against. To finish off the video, I would like to invite you to join our Discord group. This past week with UFC 273, we were able to generate $2,400 of profit betting on about 6 fights, and one of them was the CHIMAEV fight. So I have some videos if you want to see what we bet on. I break down every bet and why we made the bet. But join the Discord group, because every week when the UFC goes live, we go live on the Discord group and we share with our followers every bet that we're making right before we make it, so that our followers have the option, if they want to just copy our trades. Of course, being careful to think about it themselves, because there's always a risk that you can lose your money. But they can copy our trades, and we have a track record of picking fights very successfully. So great place for conversation. The Discord group right now is free. In the future it will be paid, because the members will be able to copy our trades and make money with them. So get in while it's free, and I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.